Another video. It's been a while since I've done a straight up Commanders video. So with that, let's talk about Eric Bieniemy. This is gonna be discussing Eric Bieniemy's press conference, my reaction to it, my big takeaways, what I'm looking forward to, some of the criticisms I had when I watched it, and not on just the Commander side, but that's what's going to be discussed in this video. But before I get into it, though, I'd like to remind you all that if you're finding me for the first time, you like Commanders content, you like NFL content. I also do NFL content here and there. Some Real Madrid content, trying to start that up with the NFL on pause. Make sure to hit that make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. That subscribe button, y'all, I noticed like to watch my videos, but don't like to hit that like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys hit those two buttons so that way I can grow on the YouTube algorithm. So let's go ahead and let's do that, all right? But all right, let's get into this. So Eric Bieniemy had his conference yesterday, and first and foremost, first thing I'm gonna say, Commander's YouTube channel, whoever is in charge of the live stream on the YouTube channel should be fired. They were Eric Bieniemy, and I thought it was his microphone cutting in and out. But from what I heard from other people that were watching it elsewhere, like WSA9, it was fine. And when I watched it, because I rewatched it today, and I watched it on the WSA9 YouTube channel. It was fine. So Commander, whoever's in charge, they need to go, man. They gotta go. They gotta get fired. Like they showing disrespect to Eric Bieniemy, cutting in and out. So that's what I gotta say about that. They need to adjust that. They need to fix that. Whoever was in charge of that needs to go. Needs to get fired. Because Eric Bieniemy, point number one, he was fired up. And he said it right off the bat. Eric Bieniemy is fired up. He, being very clever with his third person. So he's very excited, very, as he would say, fired up for this opportunity. So that's point number one. Point number two, he's focused on this OC job. A lot of the media, tried to get him to trip up with asking him about, why have you failed to be a head coach? Why this? Why that? And he just said, I'm here in Washington. I'm here in Washington, and I'm focused here, and I'm going to be focused on the offensive coordinator job here in Washington. I don't know. I think he said that like 5 or 6 times. So his main focus is being the offensive coordinator and assistant head coach here in Washington. So we'll see how that goes. Number 3, the word challenge. He likes challenges. That's what he said a lot during his press conference as well. That this will be a challenge. And going from Patrick Mahomes to Sam Howell or whoever else, whoever the quarterback, to be honest, I'm okay with Sam Howell. But if Lamar Jackson is available, go get him. Go get Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson is available, and if y'all want Lamar Jackson, throw out there. Throw your net. But if Lamar Jackson falls through, somehow should be your plan B. I don't want to hear any more of these. These guys, the veterans. I don't want to see a Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm lukewarm on, maybe as a backup, but not as a starter. These veteran quarterbacks, don't even bother. If their name isn't Lamar Jackson, don't even bother. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to throw a hissy fit if Ron Rivera and Eric Bieniemy, because Eric Bieniemy is the assistant head coach of this team, if they go out there and get a Jacoby Brissett, a Jimmy G as a starter, hear me out, because I know that some people out there are going to be saying, you like Jimmy G. No, I said Jimmy G as a starter. If he's a backup to somehow, okay, fine. But if your name isn't Lamar Jackson or Sam Howell, I don't want to hear it. This team will set up to fail. Ron Rivera's gonna be fired. Mark it. So the challenge that Eric Bieniemy set, the challenge, that's gonna be a challenge. So we'll see what he can do with less talent at the quarterback position, less talent at the offensive line. Um, Guys that he mentioned, Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. He basically said the media asked him, what did you think about the rumored offensive approach of running it more than passing it? He said, look, the result, all the results that I care about is winning and losing. How do we get there? That's all that matters to him. I honestly, I'm in favor of that answer. I honestly don't care if it's going to be run first, pass first. I don't care. I don't care. He's not an analytics guy. He's not. Um, he doesn't. The odds and stuff like that. He doesn't care about that. So I don't care about that as long as what's the end result. What's the end result? So there you go. Um, Let me see what other things stood out. He was having fun with the media. He was having fun with Nikki Javala and Ricky. I don't know who the guy. The second to last guy or third. He was towards the end of the press conference where he was having connections and things like that. He was having fun with the media, some media members. Um, n- uh, last few takeaways here. Oh, I had a good one and it escaped me. Oh man. It'll get back. It'll come back. Oh, the relationship to the players. There were rumors that saying that sometimes he can be a fiery guy, and I can get that. I get that he could be a fiery guy, but you know, he said that building a relationship is key. And not to say anything, but I honestly think that he's basically echoing what Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera, that's what Ron Rivera said when he came to Washington back 3 years ago. So man, like that kind of scares me. But I also know that he has a fiery personality, so we'll see how that goes. He said that trying to build a relationship with players, trying to get to know them on a personal level. He did say that teams will, they'll have their good days, they'll have their bad days, they'll have their ups, they'll have their downs, but the end result is, do they win or do they lose? And that's what he was circling back to. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, you know, Play wise, I am curious to see the not power struggle, but what it'll look like with him and Ron Rivera. And the media did say, how important is it to have that assistant head coach title? He just shrugged it off. He said, look, I'm the offensive coordinator. I'll talk you know football with these guys. But from people, from a fan standpoint, from a media standpoint, we're obviously going to be looking at who the guys he favors. Now the question is, what will the who will he bring in? Him and Ron and Martin Mayhew. And that's another thing I noticed, that he mentioned a lot about Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera this, or we're gonna I'm gonna be talking to Ron Rivera. Gonna be talking about Martin Mayhew. Gonna be talking with Eric Stokes. Were guys that he mentioned. So we'll see what the collab will look like concerning the free agents or the draft that the draft that they do. So we'll see. Will the Washington Panthers be a thing again this year again, or will it be the Washington Chiefs? We go from I've been hearing a lot of what's the dude's name? Orlando Brown coming in, Jarrett McKinnon, guys like that. Just Chiefs. Eric. Guys that Eric Bieniemy is that is familiar with. So we'll see how that goes. I'll do another video breaking all that down as well. But last few notes here, or last nugget. The media did ask him about the sale process. Did he meet with Dan Snyder? And this is the last nugget I'll say about that. He, basically said Ron Rivera and Martin Mayhew were the guys that he talked to. Is that telling? We'll see. Because from what I'm hearing, and this is the only note that I'll talk about the sale of the team. Jeff Bezos is speaking to the company that helped out with the sale of the Denver Broncos and the sale of the Carolina Panthers. So will it be 3 for 3? We'll wait and see. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But am I gonna should I dig into this where Dan Snyder wasn't around? I don't know. Dan Snyder basically made it a coach-centric approach, and Ron Rivera has been the head man ever since. But we'll see. I think Jason Wright was a guy that I heard that he talked to here and there, but we'll see. Aside from that, those were the key takeaways I got. He is fired up. He's excited for the challenge. Will it be Sam Howell? Will it be Lamar Jackson? Will it be somebody else? We'll see. But those are the key takeaways I took. If I missed something in the conference, let me know in the comments. It is y'all's chance to interact. But I'm gonna give this great. I'm gonna give this higher. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to wait and see. It's early. But I'll give Ron Rivera credit where credit's due, because I was afraid that Ron Rivera was going to bring these hot names like the Greg Romans, like the Eric Bieniemys, only to hire a Panther guy, or a guy that he has had strong connections with from 15, 20 years ago, which him and Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy did talk about that, where, they coached together, back in Philly under the Andy Reid tree long ago. So it is what it is. We'll see how this goes, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to see what Eric Bieniemy does, what Ron Rivera does. Ron Rivera, he needs to get this hire. Will he get this hire right? Will this be his last move before the new ownership comes in? Ron, if the offense does well, will it be a tribute to Eric Bieniemy? Will it be a tribute to Sam Howell? We'll see. If Ron Rivera fails, then Ron Rivera's out the door. If this offense doesn't show improvement, 27th in the league this past year. Can this offense move forward? And can they get to the playoffs? Because if this team goes 7-10 with the talent and with Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator, this whole regime is done. Ron Rivera is going to be gone, and they're going to be starting anew next season. But that's it. That's all, y'all. Like I said at the beginning, if you're finding me for the first time, you like Washington Commanders content, like NFL content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, comment. It's y'all's time to comment. Let me know what I missed. I just gave maybe a 5 to 7 takeaways. I know that there was more. It was a half an hour press conference, and they really treated this like a head coaching hire, which I'll give Ron Rivera credit for. But we'll see how this goes. But I'm looking forward to what Eric Bieniemy does as the new offensive coordinator as the Washington Commanders. But until then, guys, keep it real. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.